We are live, which is fantastic. It's New South Wales. For me, it is 7 a.m. in the morning. Been up for 2 hours. Looks like it's going to be a bit of a rainy, cloudy day today. Um, we had a massive spider in the house today, about this big. I had to deal with that first thing when I got up. They only rains a lot. They come in. They're pretty harmless. Just get a big broom and we shove them out. So whereabouts are you in the world? So I know if we are talking to Americans, if we're talking to Australians, or we're talking to UK people. So hit that chat and just go to me, hey, I'm in England. So whereabouts are you? In the chat, where are you in the world? Because it makes a difference as I start chatting because Australia is very similar to England at the moment. Self-employment's getting quite big. In America, they've had rent a chair for a lot. Hey, iPhone 2, you in London. Nice to meet you, London, which is good. Um, Flying in to there next week Monday, we fly into Heathrow and then hopefully get a little flight up to Manchester. We're northwest in the UK. Anyway, much further ado, less about me, less more about you. Hey, Chloe, I'm dialing in from France. Love that. I'm originally from Sheffield. Okay, I'm originally from Coventry, which is in the Midlands. I migrated to Australia 25 years ago. Um, Long story cut really, really short. COVID hit, as we all know. Australia were closing their borders. I got a call to say my mum was really, really ill. I jumped ship to go and see mum, and 3 years later, I ended up in the UK, met a woman. So now half my life's in the UK and half my life is in Australia, and we live between the two. We've still got salons that are open and run as we speak. Obviously not today because it's Sunday, but yeah, we left our salon in November, and they're still running and still putting money in the bank, which is great. And hopefully, as I go through this for 45 minutes, I will share with you how we do that and how we can leave our salons for 4 months at a time, multiple times a year. If you want to be a bit more interactive, I am more than happy to direct the conversation towards your problems and your things as we go. On that note, first of all, I won't make apologies. I do speak fast, really fast. I get excited. I'm sorry, but that's what I do, and I can only do it one way. Otherwise, I'll be a bit wooden. Anyway, let's dive in. Okay, who's this for? Ideally, in a world, it's for salons that are doing 200,000 plus pounds wise. The reason we say that is because a lot of our systems is not for newbies because their main issue, if you're new, your main issue is I just don't have enough clients for the staff I've got. That's usually what your complaint is. So it's like, okay, we can fix that. But for us, like we realize that most people grow their business. It's called an S curve. It's like this. And this is everybody in business and every business in the world. And when we start, what happens is we're dead giddy, we're dead excited, and we get to somewhere about here, and this can take anywhere between 0 and 5 years. And then what happens is takings flatline. And this is everybody. I've had two multiple salons, and it's happened to me. And the only way to go once it's flatlined is down, And this can take 10 years. We call this the war zone, because every day is a battle. I've stopped using the word war zone right now at the moment, just while I do my marketing because of what's going on. But we call it the war zone because every day is a battle. You're battling to pay the bills, you're battling to keep staff, you're battling to find staff. And then eventually your business will close. And it can take anything from 5 years to 20 years, but that's what happens. So businesses itself, when they do this, somewhere between here and here, they have to reinvent themselves and they start that S curve again, and then you'll flatline and then you'll go down and you'll die. So every business does that. So if you've been in business for a while, you'll see that, yeah, I did really well, and then I stopped. And then maybe you got a new stylist or something happened and you got excited again, and then it goes down. Our job is to try and catch you before you fall too much. In my business itself, when I first started, I went from here to here in 7 years. This was my first business. I flatlined and I got bored. I was bored. I hated the staff. The staff hated me. They just took the mickey out of me. I got to a stage where my bills were high, and, you know, I was taking myself a good wage and I was scared to discipline people. I don't know if that's you or not, but that was me. And then they got away with murder. Then I hated going to work. And in the end, I was happy to burn the place down, to be truthful. So I did two things. I sold it and went to Australia and started the whole thing again. That was me. I don't expect you to be extreme as that, but sometimes you've got salons now, if you've been here for a while, you don't like it anymore. You don't like the staff. You don't like how much time it eats of your life. There is a reason, and hopefully, number two, hopefully after this hour together, you're going to figure out why, and the aha moment is how to fix it. Let's keep going. Who's this workshop not for? Like, I have no magic pills. I've been in business a long time, and there's a lot of people out there that go and stand in front of a mirror and say it's all going to be good and then it'll be great. It's not. You know, hard work comes. I think you're working hard as it is. We're just going to show you better ways to work hard that hopefully start that snowball that starts really small and gets bigger and bigger and bigger, because that's what we do. We put momentum in place for you to grow your business and your money. Cool. So first of all, most salon owners at your level, like I find they're not failing. That's my thing. Most salon owners don't fail. It doesn't just like collapse. It just means that you don't know certain numbers in your business. And the big question is where you are today. I don't know where you are. If you're making loads of money, if you're struggling to pay bills, if your staff are empty, if you've got lots of white spaces, only you know what's wrong with your business right now. I don't. The question is, and it's a big question, like, why are you still there? Are your staff underperforming? Do you know exactly how? Do you know how to fix it? Have you tried a few things? Like, you're just missing something. And you are very close. Like, I've been in business a long time and I got stuck for like years and I couldn't even move forward until I realized it wasn't that hard to move forward. I was just doing everything but what I needed to do and doing everything in the wrong order. So the question is really simple. I'm going to show you some today, some really aha moments to make it feel like it's not that bad. So why does a busy salon, like sometimes I say to people, how are you doing? And we've got salons ourselves where we look in the appointment book and think, geez, it is full. But at the end of the day, we make no money. And everyone thinks, oh, it's pricing. And it's not pricing at all. There's many reasons why. First of all, it's you, your energy. Now, when you first started, we talked about this S curve. When you first started, you were exciting, you were giddy, you were happy to do 60 hours a week, you're throwing everything at it. You know, if someone turned up like you didn't really care, I'll squeeze you in, I'll do this. And then you wane, and it's you that's the person that keeps this focused. We know you've got hundreds of things to do every single day, but only a few of these are really important to growth, and the rest of them are just wasting your time and money. And the question is, you can get a busy salon that looks busy, feels busy, but at the end of the day, there's no money in the till. And that took me a long time to realize this. And I think I said to someone the other day, like, we're in business. We put our families on the line. We use a lot of our quality time, which we should be spending with our family. It's our stress that keeps us awake overnight because we can't pay the VAT bill or pay our wages. And the reality is we should be getting paid a lot of money for that. And that's what I truly believe. So as I'll share with you later on, I decided when I got my second salon that I paid myself no less than 3,500 a week. I know that's a lot, and I did that 20 years ago. And I just went to myself, if I want this money, because I want to live by the beach house, by the way, I want to live on the beach in Australia, which is why I went to Australia. And I've got to work out how I can make that happen. And I'm going to share with you today exactly how we can make this a reality for you. But as we talk about reality, I want to pull it straight back. This is every business in the UK. I've done lots of study. This is the same business in Australia and the same business in the US. Nothing changes. There are about 20% of people that own salons right now, who are hair salon owners, we'll call them, they could be self-employed. They are sitting less than 100 grand. You know who they are. You know, they are just got a job. That's all they've got. You know, if you've got a salon that just rents chairs out, without you, money doesn't exist. The next level up is where most people sit. I told you, I call this the war zone. Between 100K and about 300K, it's a battle. So wherever you are on here, the more you go up, the easier it is. Like if you're close to 300,000, your stressing might be, hey, I'm okay. I pay myself a half decent wage, but life's in the way and I would want it better. If you're stuck just over that 100,000 mark, you're probably thinking, oh my God, life is so tight. I'm doing all the work. I'm still busy. So our job was quite simple. When we started coaching was to take anybody in the war zone to get them cracking past that 300 grand. That was it. You know, once we get past 300,000, it's about 14% of people in the UK and in Australia get to this level. We have quite a few people we've got to now that have hit that 500,000 mark. There's only 5% of people in the whole of hairdressing businesses will ever get to half a mil. And we've actually took a handful of people to that 1% are doing over £1 million. Our best ever so far is doing about 4.5 million in one salon in London. 4.5 million a year. Just thought I'd let you know. Sitting there with 100 staff and a restaurant on the fourth floor. It's a big bugger. Let me tell you. You think you've got some dramas. Wait till you've got 100 staff members on over 5 floors. But anyway, there you go. So that's our biggest salon we work with. The majority of who we work with sit here. And our job is to get them up into this level. And then we get a bunch of people, not too many, because there's only like 14% that actually sit in that. But our job is to get you to that level. And I'll explain why as we go through, because most salons, we're trying to get you to 20% profit. So if we can get you to that 300,000 mark, we can get you to 60,000 a year wage with your business running quite nicely. And that I think is a decent place to be. Most people, do you guys agree, by the way, if you got paid £60,000 a year and your salon was running smooth, is that a good place to be? Yeah or nay? I think it's quite decent, but you guys, you might have um, bigger dreams than that, and that is great. And what we'll cover today is how to get you from where you are. And if I know where you are, that'll be even easier. But I'm going to guess otherwise because I've dealt with hundreds and hundreds of salons. How to get you from where you are to where you should and can be. And that's the important bit. You can easily be here. Remember, I said at the beginning, my job is to convince you that you can do this and you can. Um, the reality is today, a lot of people have inconsistent money. It's like this, one good month, one bad month, one good month, one bad. It looks like we're always getting there. No, we're not. We've got another shit month ahead. That's reality. There's a reason for that. I'll explain hopefully today. Bills are going through the roof. We all know again, keep politics out of it, but we all know what's happening in the UK at the moment. April is looming. Bills are going up again. We've heard about electricity going through. I pay more electricity than rent now. It's ridiculous. Money getting tighter as payroll and taxes, profits decreasing, working harder for less, burnout, staff wanting more money, fear of staff leaving, which is really, a scary one, number one thing that people think about right now. And it feels more like you've got a job than a business. Guys, does any of this sit with you? Like, are you in this place right now? Does this feel like that you are there? Um, that's what we've got to figure out. Does it feel like you're in pain? In fact, maybe ask a question. I'm not going to move on. We'll pause until somebody speaks to me. You ready for this? Why are you here today? Why have you come and what are you hoping for? Because that would really help me out. Like, like I'm hoping that you're here and you want to be here. Like you want something and you're stuck or something's going wrong or you're tired of whatever's going on or you've just been a nosy parker. I don't care. Hit me up in the chat. Let me make sure I'm not talking to myself. I've just thought, do you know what? I could be talking to nobody. There could actually be no one here. You could all be just AI agents. Are you real? Let's find out. I'm having a cup of tea, so hit me in the chat, guys. Let's spend some time together. We're only here for an hour. I've never met you guys before. By the way, I'm Richard. And it might be the only time we ever do live together at all. So let's hit me up. One big question to you. Like, what are you hoping today? Why are you here? Why are you giving your Sunday evening up in the UK or your Monday mornings here in Australia? Like, what are you hoping for? What sort of where are you today? Come on, guys, speak to me now. You want to. I don't think I've ever done a webinar ever where I've just gone, right, let's call it a day and let's get out of here. Oh, no, someone is typing, so that's good. We get to continue. But yeah, this is all about you, by the way, guys. This is like, you know, um, I can sit here and talk, and I really want to show you how we do this. Let's hit me up before we move forward. How about you thinking? Is he really going to stop here? Oh, cool. Great. Someone said to each 500,000 goals. Love that. Yeah, okay. We'll show you exactly how to do that step by step today, which is easy. Hi, I'm from Barnsley, South Yorkshire. Hey, Kaylee, nice to catch you in. Alrighty, people are there listening to me. That's good. We can carry on. Okay, Chloe, you were typing something. So there we go. Um, Bum, 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 who's in France? Okay, I do not own a salon yet. I came on came out of a corporate role within the hairdressing industry. I'm considering investing in a salon. I wanted to join the webinar to get as much. Okay, beautiful. Let me tell you something about you, Chloe. Everyone's going to hate you. It's a fact because you're not in our world, right? You are an outsider. That's who you are. Coming into our world, how dare you tell us how to do it? But let me tell you something as well, Chloe. I've met some serious salon owners that are not hairdressers that have bought salons, and because they are not, in the weeds doing all the rubbish, they make a lot of money and they're really quite good. But you've just got that hurdle to cross. That's all. But anyway, I will move forward and hopefully we'll show you enough to move forward. Okay, guys, let's get cracking as best we possibly can. Where you can be. Taking's being consistent. I'm actually a hairdresser, but not being behind the chair. Okay, beautiful. Love that. Okay. You're okay. We'll accept you into our world. Good on you. Okay, cool. So our goal is to go from inconsistent to consistent, to like struggling to pay our bills, to have loads of money. And we'll talk about that as we go through. Um, First of all, I've been where you are today. As I said before, I've been a hairdresser, I've been an apprentice, I've been a salon manager, I've been a salon owner to a multiple salon owner to a salon coach for 9 years. And now suddenly I've got two salons and thinking about buying a third. So that's me. So I've lived your world. I've done this. I know exactly where you are right now. Um, and I want to take you from when I was working 7 days a week. I thought, just want to remember here, you guys, I thought if I worked more days and more hours, I'd make more money. I coach people all the time, and people come to me and they've got, 7 staff and they're fully booked and they're making no money. And they said, if I just get one more staff member and we get them busy, which we do, and they're still making no money, the foundations have to be there. I don't know if you wake up with anxiety, like most people in our world do tend to suffer from anxiety. They do tend to be outgoing people, but really internally they're in pain. I know that my wife's very similar to that. She stresses over the smallest things and then can't sleep for days over something quite small. One thing I do told you a second ago, when you get paid, rewarded, when you get to do things with your business that other people only dream of, like me flying around the world, I did this because I decided that I wanted a business that was a business, not a salon that just looked after clients. There's a difference between the two. So I want to tell you something that I've been where you are, and I've also been somewhere where you guys want to be, and it's a lot better. Let me tell you, it's very easy once you know the numbers, and once you see this, like you can't unsee it. It's really cool. So I've shared this with hundreds of salon owners over the last 9 years. We've done salon groups where the owner has lost and making no money. I talked about her last week. Taking a barber shop where the owner was working 5 days a week and stressed out to only working one day on the business. This lady, by the way, has been with me 5 years. She's still with me. She meets with a manager for 1 hour a month. That's it. Fully automated business that just sits there. This is in the UK. Taking a Salon from London working as a one-man band to a team of 9, buying his first flat in London. I don't know if that seems like a good thing anymore, but to him, he was giddy. He stood up in front of us in London, was at a live event, and he went, I've just put a deposit down on my flat in London. And for him, that was what his drive was. This particular person, she joined me, just letting you know, she joined me 2 years ago with 70,000 debt with a VAT man. She come and joined us. She stood up in London, cried, like, I'm going to close the business down and said, hey, why don't you just work with us? Let's see what happens. In 12 months, we got rid of all her debt, and got us that 500,000. Then she sacked me because she said, I don't need you anymore. Don't need you, right? Off she went. A year later, she came back to me. This is a fact. And she's now 70,000 in debt again. Like, how does that even happen? But in 1 year, and she's just joined us again before Christmas. And away, she's joined and we've started the same thing to get rid of the debt. And the reason for that was, remember I told you about the S curve? The reality of this is that she didn't really fix the problem. We got her out of debt. We got her busy. She had 10 staff. And as you guys know, if you've got a big salon, the bills come fast and furious, right? And then we have this person here, we got her to the million mark at this salon. She was doing okay, she was doing all right. She had 20 staff when she joined us, and her goal was to get to 1.2 million turnover in 1 year. That was our goal. Before she joined us, she was doing 700K. So she wasn't a small salon. We got her to 1.2 and then she sold it. And she sold it for a lottery amount. Yep, like a lot. So I've worked with every salon you can imagine. And today I'm going to share with you how I made my salon successful and how I've helped hundreds of people just like you. And today we're going to overcome most of these. If you guys are stuck in overwhelm and procrastination, my partner who's a beauty, I've gone to the dark side now into the beauty salons. Oh, she won't send things out till it's absolutely perfect. Me, I send things out with commas missing. She goes crazy. But guys, it's just got to get out there, right? Like most people don't know what to work on, they're stuck. Your team's busy, but there's no money. Like maybe it's lack of skill or maybe it's lack of confidence. But after today, we're going to show you the step by step exactly. And I want to just draw a line under this for the second. I've been very quiet about this because, the people in the UK, you know who they are. They are shouting at the moment at the government, don't go into hairdressing, you can't find an apprentice, it's doom and gloom. In 2 years' time, there'll be no apprentices. In 1 year time, there'll be only 14,000. Anyway, you've heard it all. We're stuck because of all this doubt. I have a little group of people. We don't work with a lot of people. We're very particular, and then we've got the industry, and this is us. And we work with about 100 salon owners right now. And let me tell you, we are not like them. Some of our people go and sit there as an educator. They sit there and they're watching and they're going, we're not doom and gloom. Like this world that people are in is just miserable and moaning. We're not like that. Our job is like, we need to earn this money. Let's go and figure out a way to do it. And that's our goal. And we've been doing that now for 9 years. We're a very small, very elite group of people. And my clients don't do a lot of shout about me because they don't want anyone to know. They don't want their competitors to copy. But you know what? They're making money. They're not working as hard as you. So don't listen to the big crowd of people out there. I remember many years ago speaking to my L'Oreal rep, and she said to me, she come to me every single day. I was busy and every busy. I said, "What's it like out in the inside world?" She went, "Oh, they're all moaning." She said, "Do you know why they're moaning?" I said, "No, because they're quiet. They're quiet and they've got nothing to do. It's a bit like your back room. When there's trouble stirring, it's usually because you've got white spaces and they're bored. That's what happens. That back room is almost like the salon world now. Don't let it set doubt into your world because I'm going to show you a way that is different. And I know you're not afraid of hard work. Most of you guys are happy to work hard. I have all my life. And what got you to where you are now? I told you about this about the S curve. What got you to here will not get you to here. It can't, because there's something here that you don't know. The skill is a little bit different to what got you here. What got you to this level is usually passion, excitement, like motivation. And then once you're flatlines in the bills, you start getting resentful. Things start happening. It's easier for you to make money as a self-employed person renting a chair. It gets harder when there's two of you. It gets much harder when there's three of you. And as you get to four and five, it's really hard to get five people busy while you're still busy. There's certain skill that you need for each individual person. You've now got to be a leader, and it does take a little bit more skill. We're going to show you hopefully, how easy it can be today. So what got you here will not get you to the next stage. Working harder will not get you busy. Working harder will not make you money. These people that say just hustle more, they're lying. Because you're just hustling on the wrong things. I know. I worked 7 days a week, and at the end of the year, I didn't make any more money than working 3 days a week. Absolutely none. Not until I cracked it, which I want to share with you today. Guessing your numbers at this stage will not work. If you guys are stuck, if you guys are about to open a business, if you don't know these numbers, like you will just be busy. You'll own a busyness. That's it. You need to know your numbers, and they're not that hard, and I will share them with you today. And three, you need to know how much each team member brings in. The 3 times wages never changed. People go, it's old fashioned, pay them 30%. Business is business, and it'll always be business. There's certain ways we can wrap it up to be different, but that's the only way we can do that. You know, Wages are so big and they'll eat all your money super fast, absolutely super fast. And not knowing these important numbers, they will keep you stuck. They will keep you stuck. I know I've been stuck for a long time, you know? Cool. And you need to know how to increase the average bill. And I'm going to share all with this today. Let me show you an example. I'm going to tell you a story first. There was me. I went to Australia, opened my salon, won Best Hairdresser of the Year, year one. Love that. Year two, this dude, we'll call him Dude because he thought he was a bit cocky. We'll call him Dude. Right. I can't even write Dude now. There we go. This dude, right? He started to win awards and he beat me. And then I beat him and he beat me. He was my rival. But that was okay. It's nice to have a rival. We met for coffee. We had chats. He had spreadsheet after spreadsheet. And I sat there feeling a bit inferior. He went, there's 75 pumps of shampoo in a backwash shampoo. Did you know that? I went, no, I don't count things like that. He went, I've got, I'm monitoring this, I'm monitoring that. And the reality was, he went bust 5 years later, owing the taxman 300,000. $300,000 he owed them. But he knew how many bloody squirts of shampoo came out of a bottle in the backwash. Like ridiculous. And the reality is, our salon software, I remember I'm that old when we used to do pen and paper, and the reps came in and go, you need a salon software. It's going to make you so much money. It's going to like tell you everything. Do you know what? At the moment, they do everything. Your salon, I don't care who you're with, they do everything. And we're still struggling. If the hairdressing is in such a deep state of decline, but we have all the reports known to man, something is still wrong. We don't need more reports. We just need to know the ones that matter. I don't know if you guys, I mean, I don't know if Chloe, you've got a salon yet or you've been in a salon, but let me tell you what happens. You have to go to one page to get one report. You have to go to another page to get a different report, and you have to go to another page to find another report. So you've got three different pages on the salon software to find three different reports that all tell you three different numbers of your weekly takings. You don't know which one's real. So what we do is we get all this number and we stick it on our own spreadsheet. And then we spend hours building a spreadsheet from the information we got from the Salon software. And you know what most people do with this spreadsheet? Nothing. They just fill it in. So we go on, let's fill my spreadsheet in. And they just fill it in and they do sod all with it. And it doesn't tell you anything. So we decided 2 years ago to make it different. And when we coached a lot of people, we found exactly what's going on. Not knowing the important numbers is really the key. So what's really happening in your salon business and hitting your profits hard? For most of you guys, apart from Chloe, who hasn't got a salon just yet, but for most of us on this call, if you've got a salon, you guys know that at the end of the month, you're making loads of money or you're making very little. The majority of people I speak are making very little. They're working really hard. They have nice big takings, but something isn't quite right. And the question, all you need to ask yourself, it's a big question. It's just why? What's happening in my salon? Why is there no money left over? Why is my bank account not absolutely overflowing? I'm busy. I've got a great team. They love working for me. But why? That big number. I tell you why. Most of you on this call, I mean, I don't know how honest you want to be. You guys aren't very interactive today. That talking to you, Kaylee, iPhone 4, you know who you are, iPhone 2. This is it. Do you know what your wage percentage is? Most people I speak to, it's 50% plus. I'm gonna tell you while you're filling in, I'd love to know. Let me tell you, I had a conversation with a client of mine. She's been with me now about 4 years, big salon in Brighton. And she says, "Oh, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this." And I went, I can't tell you what it was. And I said, "Why do you want to do that?" And she says, "Because I'm not making enough money." I said, "How much are you making?" So at the end of the year, she makes 140,000 profit, and she works 2 days a week. She pays herself 1,000 a week. Okay. And in her business bank account, every year there's 140 grand. And I said to her, isn't that enough? Most people I speak to, most people I speak to, if you had 140,000 profit year on year and paying yourself 50,000, not of that, separate, would you think that was good? And do you know what? Most people would swap business with her right now. 2 days a week to earn 50 grand a year and 140 in the bank. Absolutely. She is killing it. But she didn't know that, you know? Yeah, Kaylee, I know everything about you with that one number you've told me. 60%. I can actually read your bank account. I can read your spreadsheets. I know a lot. Um, Dangerous place. We need to speak. When at the end of this call, we go, who wants to book a call? You're going to go, me, give me that bloody thing now, because 60% is dangerous. It's scary. I know that because I know your money's tight. In our industry out there at the moment, when they've done the facts to say that we're not making any money in the salon world, they state that 50% is the norm. I disagree because 50% wage bill means you're doing two times, and it's not. We have to do three. And they say you can't get three. Well, I'm going to show you today how you can. Really simple. This is the reality of people we coach. This was me on my first 7 years of being in business. This probably be you now. Kaylee, this is definitely you now. So what happens is, no matter like for every £100 that goes in your till, if you have a wage bill that's 50%, Kelly was over this, thanks for being honest. Most people are spending about 15%. That's £15 in the 100. 5% goes on rent. I don't care where you are, your bills are sitting about 22%. The majority of people, it's 17% to 22% is bills. In every business I've looked at, and I look at everyone's businesses, it means you're left with 5%. That means out of that £100 going in the till, you're making a fiver. For every 1,000, you're making 50. For every 10,000, you're making 500. It doesn't make sense. You've got to do an absolute million, a million, just to get like think about this. To pay yourself 50,000 a year, which I think is bloody decent for a salon owner. I'd like a lot more than that. You've got to do 1 million. Oh, too many noughts. That's 5%. Only 1% of the population of the salon world will get to 1 million. You're not even going to pay yourself 50 grand. It's this never ever works. And I'm pausing here just for a little bit, guys, because this is the danger. Because it can't work. And that's where most people in our salon world sit. Most people will say their wage bill is 50%. And Kaylee, I'm really grateful for your honesty here. You're above that, which I know, right? I know for a fact that your rent will be 5%, your bills will be 20%, and your stock spend may be the only thing that might save you. But I know if you're 60%, your profit here is going to be less than 5%. Well, you're working for nothing, but I'm going to change that. So just by having exactly the same thing, all you need to do is get that wage bill to 35%. Your stock spend, I allowed you to come down 3% only, just three. Mine never went over 10% ever. The other bills stayed the same. And now your profit's at 26%. So now you're going to earn 26 grand when you hit the 100,000. Most people, if we can get you to 200,000 plus, then we know you can get paid that 50 grand. The secret to this is, Richard, these are just numbers on a screen. It's okay, you go in, get my wage bill to 35%. Kaylee, the reason that your wage bill is high is because your team are not busy. You're overstaffed. And that's it. You don't have enough clients coming into your salon for the team you've got. So your team at the moment, that's you. You don't have enough clients. So we have to figure this out, which we're going to talk about in a second, is you're going to have to get some new clients to fill the gaps. You're going to have to get your old clients to return, and you're going to hopefully get these clients to be rebooked. And we're going to work on that. And that's what we're going to teach. That's what we're going to show you today, how to get that wage bill down. And if you do this, you don't need any more. You don't need any more money. You just need to get the profit sorted. And most of us don't see this. We get stuck with this massive high wage bill, and it doesn't matter how busy you are. Like Kaylee, you can have three more staff members and get them as busy as the people you've got now, and you'll still be exactly where you are now. That's why we need to change this. Because the model we've got is people think that's acceptable. You know, they're saying it to the government because they want to lower the VAT. They say, you know, these are our maths. No, it's not. It's your maths. I stood, there's a lady in Loyal, Beatrice Dawsonberg. She was the head of Loyal. And me and her became really, really good friends. And we still are. And she came to my salon once in Australia and she said, "What the bloody hell is that big thick line on your back room?" And I drew this big marker pen, a big line straight across my staff room. I said, "That's my stay above the line." She said, "What do you mean stay above the line?" And I said, "Well, I say to my team, I don't care what you do. You can be on your phone, you can eat your lunch, you can do whatever you want, you can finish early. I don't care, but you got to stay above the line. And if you stay above the line, we're friends. And if you stay below the line, we're going to have a quick chat." So below the line is chewing gum. If you chew gum in my salon, you fall below the line. Right? Simple. If you're late, you fall below the line, we have a chat. If your hair's messy, makeup, you get the gist, right? But this line also had a rebook. It also had 3 times wage. It also had a 30% wage bill. Like that was the thing. People who worked for me, they had to literally do that. Um, and that was my thing, was like I drew a line and went, I want this to be the case. So there's me and we were handpicked. I was one of 12 that got handpicked, and we went to this hotel room, and there was Beatrice was talking at the front, and there was like all these famous hairdressers sitting in there, and me, Mr. Nobody, a little dinky little salon. And then we had to stand up and tell, like, share our figures, which, by the way, if you've ever done that, it's scary. I've asked you guys to share your figures, and some of you do, and some of you don't. It's quite scary. And anyway, this guy turned, I'll do 5 million, and I do 5 million. I went, I'm not doing 5 million. I'm not even doing 1 million. And I stood up and I said, I'm only doing, I think it was 500,000 at the time. I said, I'll do 500,000. And they all looked at me going, what are you doing in a room with us? And I said, but I run at 33% profit. You know, at the time, I think I paid myself about 240,000 a year around there. And they went, you're a liar. And I went, I'm not a liar. They went, it's impossible. I went, it's not impossible. And they said, you can't have a wage bill less than 50. I said, I've never had a wage bill above 33 in my life. They went, you're lying. And I showed them the facts and they still didn't believe me. But it was their truth. They believed that their wage bill cannot get below 50. That's fine. I told you, there's them and there's us. Well, I like being us. I'm okay. I know how to make money. I am not doing multiple millions, but I tell you what I'm doing. I'm making lots of money. I'm keeping my money and then I'm investing it elsewhere, but we'll dive into that. Knowing your holes in your business and being able to see them faster is the way to grow your business. And that's what we realized. We realized if we could actually take your business and we can get your business to go, okay, I've got a hole, and I'm leaking money. If I can get you to see these holes faster and block these holes up, then your business will grow quicker than anyone else. We came up with something. I mean, I'm going to show you something now that's going to absolutely revolutionize your business. And it is so simple and no one's using it. I've been doing it for years. There's a little clever way in the middle I might share with you. We'll see if I get excited enough. We came up with a dashboard. We created something, by the way, called Sam. Everyone who joins us now gets Sam. Sam is a Salon AI automation management machine. It's designed to work in the background with AI and automation to drive clients in your business so you don't have to. So we give that to all our clients. We built it for a reason. Here's one of the reasons. Remember I told you all the spreadsheets that you've got that absolutely tell you absolutely different stories and you do nothing with. So we created a dashboard, and every single night we update your dashboard, and it looks similar to this. And this was last week. So we've set people up with a goal when they work with us. It's a 30% increase. When you work with us, by the way, we set you up with a 30% increase to get that wage bill down, Haley, purposely within 1 year. So we set a target. And if you hit that target, it goes green, and we all feel good and happy. And if you nearly hit the target, it goes amber. And if you don't hit it, it goes red. And we do two things with this dashboard. One, we tell you exactly where your holes are in your business to work at it. And two, the one above this, the one that I'm going to color in now, I'm going to color it in pink so you can see it. These two numbers here, these are the week that's coming. So in this particular salon, these two know they've got enough clients in the door and they know how much money they're taking. If you want to grow your business, there's just two numbers that you need to know. That's it. It's like, how many people have we got booked in and how much are they going to spend with me? That's all you need to know. Two numbers. And then you've got to, this is the key to most people. They don't you guys track KPIs. We track KPAs. KPAs is different to KPIs, right? Very small. KPI is telling you something. KPA is action. What do I do? And that's the difference here. So if you now know this secret to growing your business is I just need X amount of people spending X amount of money equals brilliance, loads of money. All you've got to figure out is what do I need to do today? So Kaylee, if you've got a 6% wage bill, right? Your question is, I know that you don't have enough people or the average bill's too low. It's only one or two things. So today, just do one. Just choose one and go for it. It's as simple as that. You know, in one of our salons, we are probably 85% nails. So we're very restricted, which makes it really easy in our world. We can't charge too much more because all they can have really is an IBX or a little bit of doodling. And the appointments are so tight, we can't get so many in. So when we have a high wage bill, if it starts creeping up, we know it's usually we have holes in our business. So we just do marketing. In the hair world, it's a bit different because we can play with different things. We can give them, balayages and charge higher tickets. But that's the key here. Two numbers to become obsessed with. Have I got enough clients booked in this week? And what are they estimated to pay? And that's all you need to do. And then at the end of the week, you evaluate the five numbers, the five dials, we call it. Super simple. It's like, how much did we take? How many people did we do this week? What did they spend? Did we get enough rebooks? And what was our retail? This particular person got told off having 23% retail. You think I'm mad. I don't like high retail, but that was another story for another day. The five dials, really simple. We become obsessed with them. Absolutely do. We have a machine, we called it SAP. There is no other way in the world. Like, it took me 7 years. Whoop, there's me, 7 years, flatlined, right? Not making any money, struggling. Till someone said to me, Richard, you do realize there's only three ways to grow a business. I went, what do you mean three ways? It's quite simple. You want more money? I've got to get new clients. That's it. I've got to get my old clients to return. And then the third way, I've got to get them to spend more. Now, I defy anyone on here. In fact, I've got £1,000 in my pocket that I'll send to you if you can tell me three ways, make it four, that can grow your business. There's none. There's three. Only three. I've got to find new clients. I've got to get my old clients to return more often, and I have to get them to spend more. I'm going to pause for 2 seconds, guys, because this is really important. In all your jobs, in everything you do, for some of us, there's 50 jobs a week that we have to do, but there's only three that make you money. And I want to ask you right now, hand on heart, how many of you spend any time on this? How many of you are spending time on these three things? It's the only three ways to make more money, the only three ways to grow your takings. How much energy and time do you spend on this right now? Because I know what I did. Mine was a big fat zero. I was too busy doing rosters. I was too busy doing Instagram posts. I was too busy in the back room having a laugh. I was just too busy stressing. Three things: action, KPAs. We talked about them earlier on. Okay, and this is how we get clients we work with. I mean, I am giving you the secret sauce here, guys. Like, please don't tell anyone, but this is the only way. When we make, told you, we get a lady at 700K and we got her to 1 million. This is the way we did it. When we have a salon in 700,000 in debt, this is the way we do it. We do really small bites. Number one, we set you a target when you come with us of 10% new clients. We're very lucky at the moment that our machine, Sam, will do that for you. Otherwise, we used to get you doing more work. Number two, we do a keep in touch strategy where we get your clients to return sooner. Just 10%. We don't have to go for mad. We don't have to be crazy at this, just 10%. And then we look at your average bill and we go, okay, can we get that by 10% up? And we go, yes, we can. And I'm going to show you the impact this will have in your business. This is the aha moment you need as we move forward. You see, I'm not even going to show you my testimonials. I'm going to skip this and catch up. Hopefully you're on this call and you realize this good dude knows what he's talking about. We have worked with hundreds of salon owners. I'm going to skip these to get that time up. Beautiful. The 5 doubts. When the right numbers are clear, it becomes so easy. Now remember, we set this up by 10%. So all we do is go, let's do 10%, let's do 10%, and let's do 10%. The question is at the end of this is how do we do that? These are the levers. We only have three things that you need to pull. That's it. Three little levers. If you work on them and pull them, money comes to money comes. Honestly, it's please after this, please do it. You'll be good. Let's start again. Let's actually go to the action bit and show you exactly what we do. Let's teach you how we get new clients. It's easier than you think, honestly. Like if the average salon's doing, let's say, 5 grand a week, yep, and we've got an average bill of 50, we've kept it nice and low, and you're doing 100 clients a week. And if we can get you from 100 to 110, which I think is doable, no matter where you are, if I'm busy, we can do you 10 more clients spread out between everybody. The reality of this is you should end up with 25,000 extra at the end of the year. I want you to pause for a second because this little dinky little bit, this little bit of only 50 quid works out at 500 a week. And most of you go, because when I see your takings, if I said to you how much you take, you go, between 3.5 and 4.5. Well, that's 50 grand to be truthful. But most people, we don't see these little bits. Right now, if you can get an extra 500 in your salon a week, you'd be £25,000 better off a year. I think that's really doable. I could look at my team. I mean, I don't know how many people you've got in your team, but let's say you've got 5 team members. And the question is, can I do 500 more between us all? That's 100 each over 5 days for most of you. That's £20 a day. But it's so small, we don't think about it. So we do. We go, okay, if you're doing 100 a week, let's set your new goal at 110. And we're going to go out to get you 10 new clients a week, just 10 new clients. And with that, your takings will increase by 25 grand. Super, super simple. It doesn't look a lot. It's not sexy. It's not, getting 3 new clients on TikTok. It's not super sexy, right? But I don't want sexy. I just want the 25 grand in my bank because it makes me sleep better at night. And the reality of this is like, let's get down to easy, right? Most of you guys are just posting more. Yeah, let's do a video. Let's do TikTok. Let's do Instagram. And we're all guilty on this. My wife, I think she's getting up now, actually. I've got to be very careful because I'm about to bitch about her. Like, my wife is just getting up. Like, she's got a nail salon. One of her salons is a nail salon. And we asked all the clients, because it's really easy to just ask your clients, where did you hear about us? How did you find us? You know, and 99% came from Google, right? 99%. So she decided to spend 700 a month, right, on an Instagram expert to do more Instagram. And I was thinking, like, are you having a laugh? And she went, oh, let's see what happens. Let me tell you what happened in 3 months. Do you know what happened? Absolutely F all. Nothing happened because our clients are 60 plus that don't go to Instagram. But she said, I've got a nice looking grid. Now, she has, but it doesn't matter. It didn't bring any clients in. But the reality is, right? Think about this. I travel the world an awful lot, and this is what I do. I go to Google and I go, Indian takeaway near me, nearest pizza shop near me. That's what everyone does. The number one Googling word at the moment is near me. Hairdresser near me, colorist near me, best balayage near me. That's what everyone's doing. And do you know where that's going to? It's going to Google. So Google used to do this, right? You ask Google a question and it used to give you what they think was an answer, right? Now you ask Google and it gives you a local answer, which is Google My Business. Now what's happening if you ask Google, it gives you an AI first, then it gives you local. So we decided when we built Sam, our machine, let's own Google. So our machine, like, gets you Google reviews. It answers them Google reviews, and then it turns them Google reviews into social media posts and sends them out, and you do nothing. Absolutely nothing. Zilch. You might have saw a post I put out this week where we had this lady from America, one of my clients, and she said, I want to do some Facebook ads because I think we need to get busy. And she said she wants to cancel me. And I went, not a problem. I said, just before you cancel, just let me know. You got 35 reviews this month. In 33 days, you got 35 reviews, and you've got, I think it was 20 new clients a week. 20 clients a week. She went, yeah, leave it on. And we've left it on for her. Because it works in the background, people forget. People don't go to Instagram and look for a salon. Yeah, you're going to get some clients. I agree. You'll get one or two clients, but they probably already Googled you and then started following you. So that's simple. We just go, why don't we go where your clients are? You need to figure this out. Ask your clients how they found you. Spend more time and energy and money there. Like, again, these clients, I can show you client like review after review after review of people we work with, but I don't want to. I want to catch up today because I spent too much time waffling earlier on. We're going to pull this back and give you as much energy as I can within that hour if I can. Guys, let's just dive in. Second, so let's just go with we've got a 10% increase already, 25 grand in the bank by getting new clients. I started doing this, right? Retention. I started doing this 25 years ago in a Word doc. We would send a letter to our clients that were overdue. Nowadays, we have computer systems that will do this, right? But why are your clients still dragging it out? I remember when the big recession was hitting, my clients were doing on average about 8 weeks between appointments, and they were getting to 9.2 weeks. I tracked this, by the way. And it got to a stage where I was thinking, why have I got white spaces? And then I realized the 9.2 was now going to 11 weeks between appointments. That means like they come and have the hair done and then they leave it 11 weeks before they return in the salon. That's what that retention means, right? That gap of 2 weeks for a salon of mine was costing me 165,000 a year loss. I want you to remember this. If someone's coming to your salon 4 times a year, which is at the moment is normal, like be truthful, the average rate at the moment for a hair salon is about 16 weeks between appointments. That means they come, have their hair done, and don't come back for 16 weeks. That's the average. So I know you think you're different, but salon software are lying to you. They only track 90 days. So nowadays with balayage, people are over 90 days. Okay, so if they come 4 times a year, what do you think happens if they drag that appointment out from 12 weeks up until 16 weeks, and now they're just coming 3 times a year, which is very normal. 3 times compared to 4 times. Let me tell you, do you know the difference in your business? If they used to come 4 times a year and they're now going to drag it out and they're going to come visit you 3 times. So going from 12 weeks to 16 weeks. Should I tell you what the difference is? you lose 25% of your business. That means you lose 25,000 for every 100,000 you're doing in your business. When you pitch that, this is what's happening while you have white spaces. Right now, if your client's dragging out just once, you're losing 25 grand for every 100. So if you're doing 200,000 in your business right now, you'll lose 50K. And then you've got to find lots of new clients to fill the holes. And that's where a lot of you are at the moment. A lot of your energy is like, we've got white spaces, let's do some offers, do white spaces, let's some stuff out because the white spaces are there. So when we spoke to Kaylee, the reason Kaylee, your clients are just dragging it out, which is quite normal, it's happening, especially recessions, especially when there's a war on, especially what's happening in England at the moment, everything's getting expensive, they're dragging it out. And the reality of that is you are losing money because now you need more clients to fill that hole. And this is what it is. So we go, do you know what? What happens if we just maintained the same and pulled it back? We went the opposite. We went, let's just pull it back by an extra 10%. So we did it really easy. So let me think about this as a salon. If your salon, we keep it the same, 5 grand, okay? I'm getting numbering now, guys. I'm sorry, it's getting late for you guys as well. So the same numbers, whatever they are, right? But if we can pull, like get the clients back, if we can pull this back, we believe we can get 110 really easy. We can get 25,000. That's super simple. We can go from 8 weeks to 9 weeks with ease. That's not that hard to do. If they're here and they're doing 16 weeks and we decide that we're going to rebook people, let me show you. Let's pull back to where we are now. So 3 ways that we're getting clients to return, just so I can stay on the right page a bit clearer. So you can get your team to do rebooking, right? Imagine this, you've got a pot and this is your week today, right? And 50% have rebooked. That means 50% of your pot is full. It means we've only got to find the 50%. Some of you guys have less than 50%. Some of our clients have 80%, but we go 50 from us. So first of all, you get your team to rebook at least half of them. And now we only have 50% of the people that are going to try and drag it out. So we decided to put a keep in touch strategy in. Again, Sam builds this for us. So we send people emails and messages and offers to pull them back. Yes, we do. We do newsletters. It sounds old fashioned. It really does. Like we send a newsletter every month because we want to speak to our clients. I have a restaurant. It's a Michelin star restaurant in the UK that I love to go to. I haven't been there now, obviously, for 4 months because I've been here in Australia. But they write to me every single month, telling me what's new, what they're cooking, where their food's come from. And it keeps them in my brain, which means when I want to go out, I think of them. So you need to do things. And of course, we all know every single AI at the moment is reading newsletters. We're reading websites, they're reading blogs. So we need to make sure we're working on this. Your job as a salon owner is to stop leaking clients, and that's what's happening. Super simple. We can talk about retention. We can talk about every single client here that goes through. We can pick them all out if we need to, but I think you guys, we're going to move on fast. All right, last one. By the way, guys, if you've noticed so far, we've now increased your business. I don't know why it does that sometimes. I lean on it. I don't know what it does. Whoa, don't want to do that. There we go. We've increased business by 50K right now by doing two things. We're working hard. We're just doing a few things. Do you think if you have an average bill of 50 in your salon, you can get 55? I think we could. Let's dive. See, I think at the moment, if we've still got a salon that's doing 55,000 a week, average bill's 50, doing 100 clients, can we increase by 10%? We can. Average spend's now 55. Now we've got that extra 500 again. Now it's 25. I'm not going to spend too much on that. I'll dive in. So the reality here is if I've got a client in my chair and they normally spend 50, what can I do to make that 55? I can sell them a retail product. I can sell them a treatment. I can sell them an IBX. I can sell them another service. There's things that we can do. Over the year, we can put our prices up by 2% if we needed to. That's going to get you your 2% there. We now only need to get 8%. It needs a bit of work. I'm a great lover. And I'll give you a bit of a coaching thing here. How to increase this average bill with ease. Done it 7 years in, I struggled. I used to nag my team, sell more retail, sell more treatments. And then I cracked the code to make this happen. Crazy, really, but it was a good code to crack. I'm gonna give you the thing right now. I'll be careful because my iPad's gone a bit funny. I asked the client. So when a client sat in my chair, I said to them, why are you in my chair? Not as plain as that, but that's what I asked them. Why are you here? What do you want? What do you expect from me? What do you want to do? I learned this little trick. I'm going to share it with you now, by the way. Bit of gold nugget. When a client leaves a salon, we call it she's in pain. No one leaves a salon happy. They leave because that salon didn't do what the client wanted. My hair's too yellow. My hair's not getting long. They bleached it too white. They keep me waiting. They got me wet. They don't look after me. My hair's not growing, whatever it may be. So I used to ask people, how can I make you happy today? What would you like? Do you want to be longer? Do you want to be blonder? Do you want to be darker? I just asked. And do you know what they said? I want this, A. And I went, hey, if you want A, you'll need to do this, 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 and this. And that's it. Give the client what they want. A, they come back, and B, the average bill goes through the roof. It's like a doctor. You go to a doctor and go, hey, I've got an itch. Like, can you give me a cream for it? And he went, nah, you'll need to have antibiotics. You'll need to have a cream, and you'll need to take this medicine. Three things, right? I just want the itch gone, so I don't go and pay for three things, and it's fixed. Same thing, doctor, patient. That's your goal. Very, very simple. So we believe that the five dials motivates your team. Systems and team meetings and the client journey is the key to this. Like at the moment, we have shown you like three things. Like this, I'm going to share stuff on this lady. This lady, I posted this out 2 weeks ago. The real lady, you can go find if you want to. Name's Donna. She had 5 salons when she came to me. And she worked for us for a year and we increased her business by over 1 million. That means she was doing X and we gave her an extra million in a year. She had 5 salons down south of England, doing really well, busy, but not making much profit. And then she just decided to tweak a few of the things that we did and go, wow, how easy. Like I said to you, how easy is it to get a 30% increase in your business? Like very small bites, not much energy on each one. And now we created Sam that does it for you. You see this is the post, by the way. You can find this post if you want to on my Instagram. It's only 2 weeks old. She jumped in and said it's a true story because it's about her. So just letting you know. So right now we've shared with you how to increase your business by 25,000 with new clients, 25,000 by getting clients to return, and 25,000 by getting them to spend more. Really easy, not sexy, no manifestation, just really simple maths. We can grow a business by 75 grand by just implementing and pulling these levers. And that's what we've been coaching people for over the last 9 years. We've been doing this very, very easy. My goal is to know your numbers, look inside your system, find out what's going on, see all the holes, and then put the little plugs in to the three levers, and away we go. That's what we've been doing for 9 years with lots and lots of people. I wanted to hopefully get that aha moment that wherever you are in business right now, or going to be in business, these three things must be at the pinnacle of what you're doing. Year 2, year 3, year 4, whatever you're at, these are the three things that you need to spend your energy on. First, in the hairdressing world, they say if you can do, I think it was 9 cut and blow dries times, which is like 9 times 45 minutes, which I think works out, not a lot of time in our working week. If you can spend that on growth, which is these three levers, your business will be absolutely through the roof. But um, most of us, our heads like knotted wool, and you can't find the right knot. You can't find which end I'm on. It's like doing your Christmas tree lights. You just get frustrated, and in the end, something else pops up, and you have to just leave the ball on the floor and let someone else deal with it. My job as a coach is to find you the end and talk you through it so you can unknot one at a time, because we are so close. I didn't realize when I was in business for 7 years that there was only three things that I needed to really focus on to get myself to live like a millionaire. I came to Australia, by the way. It was going to be France, Cornwall, or Australia. They were my three choices. I had my salon 7 years. I don't want to live like this anymore. I hated it. It was like a job. I had two people working there. One guy, he was late. He even chopped someone's ear off once. I was scared to discipline him because he was a big earner. He was earning four times what we paid him. And I was scared that if he left, the business would crumble. And I know when people get to that situation, I've been there myself. And we got to a stage where I don't want to, I'd be happy to be, I'd rather be unemployed. So we sold our salon and then we decided Australia won. We came to Australia. And when I came here, I decided I'm going to run this business proper. So from day one, we grew our business and we were the highest paid salon in the area for 20 years. Our team members got paid so much money. We won numerous awards. But I got my dream. I wanted a swimming pool. I wanted to be beachfront and I wanted to live in a designer house. That was my goal. And that's what I did. And I'm still doing it now. Right through here, when I finish this, I'm going to go for a walk and I'm going to come back and go for a swim in my own pool and then walk along the sand, which is literally just over there past that wall. It's a wardrobe, by it's a downstairs bedroom. Don't know why it's a downstairs bedroom. But anyway, just step through that. But I'm no different to you. Like I left school with no qualifications. I was an apprentice hairdresser. I just decided I wanted to own my own salon. Got to a stopping stage, realizing I couldn't get through this, which is where you guys are now, and realized that these three levers. I've showed you the secret sauce, by the way, guys. I'm not hiding anything back. This is it. Wherever you are, you can increase. So if you're doing 200 grand right now, you can do 290 to 460 this time next year. That 60 grand is going to break you free. And then next year, put another 30% on. Your goal is quite simple. How do I get, one of my stylists to earn three times what I pay them? And if they're not, they don't have enough clients or they're not charging enough. That's all it is. There's no other secret sauce. But we can't concentrate on that. It's not sexy. It's like my wife who wants to spend all the money on Instagram when they're coming from Google. That's us as salon owners. Hence why I think, since Christmas, I wanted to lose weight. I've been over the last since COVID, and I've been drinking 2 bottles of wine a night in COVID. Put a bit of weight on, didn't I? Right. So what happened was I'm going to go to the gym. Joined the gym. Went for a month. Didn't go for a year. Still paid them, by the way. And then decided I'm now jabbing myself every month. Every month I'm jabbing myself so I can still have a glass of wine. That's me, like cutting corners. Let's just jab myself. I've lost a lot of weight, which is really good. But the reality is I have to pay for the jab. I have to pay for a personal trainer because I don't trust myself on my own. Don't leave me on my own with a pie and a bottle of wine. They'll both be gone. Let me tell you that now. We're all the same, every single one of us. And that's why only 7% of people ever finish a New Year's resolution. They'll give up by January 31. Everybody. But anyway, most of you know these exist. And if you didn't know, you do now. But no one knows anything about it because they can't. You're like me, and like the rest of the human race, by the way. This is what I always say to people, especially if you moan about your staff being lazy. I want you to remember this. I'm going to invite you to a party, right? It's going to be the best party in the world. Everyone's going to be there. Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh, by the way, I went into a salon in London. One of my clients, he was there having his hair done. But anyway, different story. So Leonardo DiCaprio is going to be at this party. Everyone you can imagine, Kim Kardashian, and then there's you, right? Here you go, and your teammate. We're going to bring your teammate into this in a minute, but let's just go with you. Are you going to walk up over this mountain that's going to take you one day to get there, up and over the big mountain to my party? Or are you going to pay £5 to go through the secret door that takes only 10 minutes? What are you going to do, guys? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pay the fiver and do the 10 minutes. The easy, quick way, because that's what we all do. I say this to people that have team members that don't do as they're told. And I go, well, it's just easy to fall back to where they were before. And that's where most of you are now. And that's why we are what we are. That's why we installed the operating system called SAM. We install these three levers in your business. We give you the ultimate dashboard because we believe if you know your figures and you know how to grow your business, then life becomes easier because you can concentrate on the three things that matter. You can see them fast. So if you're sitting around that 200,000 turnover a month and still not paying yourself properly, then you're one of the salons that we like to work with. And if you want us to help you install some of this and stop guessing, then I'd love you to invite to join us. When we first started, we used to do workshops like this and we used to get people to join us and give you bonuses and join and put pressure on you. And then we got fussy. And we realized, just like you do, you have some clients that are like, oh my God, I can't work with this person. So we decided to be a little bit fussier. So we'd like to chat to people. So I'd like to invite you to a chat, just for a conversation. So, I'm going to tell you exactly how much we charge, by the way, so you know I'm not going to hide anything back. And we have a call, me and you. I've got 4 people booked this week. We only take 5 people on a month, so we're, pretty busy as it is. And we have a chat, and it is just a chat. And I'll ask you questions like that: where do you want to be? Where are you now? Where are your holes? How many staff you got? What have you tried? And I've got to sit there and go, okay, can we help this person? But what I'm really evaluating is, do I like this person? Do you think we can work together and they'll like me and we're a good fit? That's what I'm really doing, to be truthful. By the way, I'm going to give you a hint off topic. When I used to put an advert out, because we were at such a good salon in Australia, we used to get, I know it sounds really crazy, we used to have 100 applicants for every time we put an advert out. And I would book everybody in a 5 minute slot. I would book myself out, and every 5 minutes I had a candidate in. And what I did, I don't know why I'm telling you this actually. This is like my sales pitch, and I've gone right off topic, but I'm going to stay on topic. So I had a conversation because I would sit there and give them a piece of paper to fill in, and it was silly little questions like, "What have you done for the last 2 years? What do you want to do next year? What school did you go to?" I just want them to like fill a form in, and I'd annoy them by asking them questions. And what I was really trying to evaluate was, can I work with this person? So this chat is really doing two things. It's A, I'm finding out, are we a good fit? I had a conversation last week with a lady in, I think she's down south in the UK. Lovely lady, having a great salon, not quite there yet. And I thought to myself, I want to work with you. I know I can help you, and I really want to work with her. So I said to her on the call, I'd love you to join us. Would you join us? And she's gone away. And I woke up this morning, I've got an email, old-fashioned letter, got an email saying she's joined us, which is fantastic. And I can't wait because now I'm giddy for her, just because I know a bit about her now. And now I can't wait to make her dreams come true next year. We'll work together and we'll have some good times and some bad times. But my goal for my success a year from now will be if I can earn that 30%. And I'll ask you the same question. If we work together for a year, what will success look like? So that's how we work. Anyway, don't know why I said that. So what I want to do is, if you do want some help, I want to invite you for that chat. It's not a sales call. It's just like, hey, let's talk a bit more than just being in a group. So we can talk a bit more about your takings and your staff and your profit and your wages that most people don't want to share with anyone else, because everyone thinks you're killing it, don't they? We have this like persona. When we do a live event, I'm waffling now. When we do a live event in Birmingham, we're doing one in about 6 weeks' time. I say to my people that are there, take your mask off. And they go, what do you mean take your mask off? And I go, well, every day we have to go to work and think we know it all. Like, we have to know everything. In this room, we can take it off and we can just say we don't know. And that's a really good place to be. So normally, by the way, look at that. Look at that. Look at this. He's even missed his G off. Look at that. I did this 2 weeks ago. Didn't even notice that. And now you've noticed again. By the way, I did leave school and I am dyslexic. You'll see me when I write, I scribble to hide the fact that I get to a B or a D and I don't know which one it is. I'm stuck. Is it a B? Is it a D or a P? They throw me out. So I sit there and you'll see me do this and put it like anyway. So apologies for that. It drives my wife crazy. So she has to usually read or do my emails. Now I've got AI. So she goes, looks too AI. Better than misspelling. But anyway, again, off topic. So when we work with people, the reason we expect you to do about 200,000 is we do about 650 a month. And our job is to get you 10 times what you pay us. That's our goal. So if you pay me 650, my job is to make you 6.5 grand more a month. That is our goal. The reason we charge what we charge is because this limits on how much I can make you. We believe that if I can do 30%, so for example, on an average salon that comes to us, you're paying me 7,000 a year. Yep. That's an investment, by the way. If you class that as a bill, we've done something wrong. And my job is to get you 70,000 extra a year. That's what we believe. And I think you invest in 7 to get 70, I think is good. We don't do any contracts. Do we do guarantees? We guarantee two things. First of all, we do a love it and leave it, which means when you join us and if you get offered after the call, you can stay with us for 30 days, right? And on the day 29, if you don't like it, then you can have all your money back. It's not for you. We don't care. We don't want to hoodwink anyone. If it's just not working out for you, it's not working out for you. But after that, we haven't done anyone yet that hasn't made any money. But the one thing that we do, like, we just want to find out if you're a good fit or not. And we have something that we do is that A, if you book a call today, you can cancel it if you need to, but if you book that call today, if we work with you, we will only charge you 500 a month. a saving of 150 a month. If you guys are good at maths, that's close to 2 grand off. That should be a pound sign, by the way. So all we need to do, which I'll find right now, is I'm going to get my calendar, and hopefully you can find some time. I was due to fly. There you go. There's a calendar, everybody. We was due to fly home today. Because of the war, we have not managed to fly. So we have. I can't even find myself. Get away, you. There we go. And so we're flying Wednesday. So if you can't see any times to book, just literally let me know and we'll find you a time. So it's quite simple. All we're offering you today is a chat to find out if we're a good fit. If you like me and I like you, and if you feel that you want to take a step forward after the chat, you will. And if you don't, you don't. It's as simple as that. We've been looking for salon owners to come and work with us because don't forget, we are a very small group and we like it that way. You know, we're all making money and we're happy. And these people are not. And they're probably not for us. They don't believe that you can have a wage bill less than 50%. We can't work with you because we want belief. We want things that can actually do that, you know? So for 125 a week, for some of you guys, that is a great investment to get you to the next level. So if you're interested, feel free to book that call. I'll show you as if you guys got a phone, you can scan this if you want to, or a link has gone into the chat. All you need to do is book a call whenever you get the chance. Like I say, I'm due to fly. I'm not sure what my diary is like. Or you can reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook or email me. I will send you an email just to check in on you probably when you wake up tomorrow, if you guys are in the UK. And that's about it. If you have any questions, by the way, I am more than happy to stay on here for 5 or 10 minutes and ask you any personal questions. You can unmute yourself if you want to and hold a call with us. Right now, you can quickly have a chat. More than happy to do that. And apart from that, hopefully we've shared with you the 3 easiest ways to get an extra 75,000 in your business. Really easy, really cool, not too hard, just an extra small bites. Remember the 3 levers is the secret here, you know? Remember what they were? New clients? Cool. I've just got one of you booking. Thank you very much. Was that you, Kaylee? I can see someone has just come into my diary, which is good. I hope it is. I really would like to figure out a bit more about why your wage percentage is high and if we can help you. I really would like that. So get old clients to return. And then, of course, you know, how do we get them to spend just a little bit more? Not a lot, just a little bit more. We know things are tight. Good on you, Kaylee. Awesome.